What's up? Thank you so much for jumping on the Property Profits podcast today. It's me, Travis, here to drop some bombs. So here you go. If you are listening to this, you're not seeing the whiteboard version, but just know I'm writing it down so you'll be able to find this on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff. But here we go. I have a client that is wrapping a deal tomorrow. What is a wrap? A wrap is if something is at a lower interest rate and you're charging a higher interest rate. But let's start from the beginning and let's talk deal numbers. That way it's easier to understand. Lock up a deal for $87,000. I tell the seller, I don't want to pay you the $87,000 right now. I think it's too much for a cash deal. Let me pay you in payments. All right. I looked up rents in the area were $16,000. All right. So I said, look, how about this? I'm going to give you the $87,000. And by the way, this was sight unseen. The guy couldn't get in there. He was going to have to evict his tenant. His tenant hadn't paid forever. I said, I don't even need to get in the property. And he's like, damn, deal. I said, I'm going to pay you $800 because that's half, right? That's half of $1,600. And what's my rule if you're going to do zero interest deal? I want to pay half because I need to pay taxes, insurance, maintenance. But I never mentioned interest, right? So I paid $87,000 at 0% interest. All right. What did I do? I didn't want to go rehab a house. I didn't want to spend the energy. I've got a buyer that will buy these all day long. I call my buyer up. I'm like, hey, I've got this under contract. Big deal, right? Under contract, all right? Meaning I've got this thing under contract. Buyer signs, which is me. Seller signs. All right, we have a purchase agreement for $87,000. We have a seller financing addendum for 60 months at $800 a month at 0% interest for $87,000. What I do is I go assign this for $15K. $15K assignment, all right? Hopefully I spelled this right. It doesn't matter, you know what I mean. All right, cool. So what is that? The guy's in for 97, 102. All right, so he's in for 102,000 total, right? You're like, damn, 102,000. It's racking up. Cash deal, I don't know about that. Look at what we did. And if you can't see this, I am just erasing because I write really big and I already filled up this freaking board. But you need to see what we did. Buyer, he's in for $105,000 total because we made our 15. We assigned it. Deal happened, all this stuff. So he then goes and puts $47,000. So rehab out of his pocket. He could have borrowed it, but he had the money. Rehab $47,000. Okay? So total, he is in this thing for $152,000. Damn, this is getting high. Retail $180,000. How do you make $90,000 on this? Let me show you. He then hires me, Travis, find me a buyer. Cool, I got you. So we find him a buyer for $100,000. All right? He's in it for $152,000, and you're like, that's not a huge profit for all that. Bear with me, all right? He's at $180,000 seller finance. So $20K down, all right? So he's financing what? 180 minus $20K down. He's financing $160,000. So he made $20K. Now he's gonna finance finance $160,000. I forgot a zero there. At 10% interest. 30-year amortization, and if that word sounds weird to you, amortization is just interest and payment over time, however many years. You can actually Google an amortization calculator. It should be your best friend. Start putting numbers in there, figure out payments, interest amounts, all that stuff on things you're looking at. All right, back to the program. So financed $160,000. He got $20K down, financed $160,000, 10%, 30-year AM. All right, payment to him every month is $1,400 per month. All right, what is he paying? $800 on the original note. What's the difference? What is that? $600 a month. Cash flow, $600 because they pay taxes, insurance, maintenance, everything. You know the coolest part of this? What is 10% interest at $160,000? This guy is making $16,000 per year in interest. All right, I told you I had a 4-year balloon, right? What's 16K in interest times 4? $64,000. All right, so he sold it for $180. All right, he was in it for Oh my God, where's my math? 152. All right, so the dude made 28,000 on the front end. He made 64,000 on the back end, or is going to. It's over $90,000, and that doesn't even include his 600 a month cash flow. This thing is a retail deal at 180,000. He's 150 in. Everybody would say this would be a horrible deal. How did he make $90,000? And it's more than that if you add the cash flow and all that. But $90,000. How do you do that? I just explained it to you. Open your minds, and I hope that all you gotta do is say, will you take that in payments? Will you take that in payments? And let them talk. I hope this makes sense to you. This is why 0% interest deals are so awesome. I hope you understand it. If you have any freaking questions, leave them in the comments, shoot me a message, whatever. But I'm available on Facebook Messenger usually. It takes me a few days to get back. If you like this episode, if you learned anything, leave an honest review. We're not running ads. The more people we can reach, the algorithm loves us when people come download our episodes and listen. I love it. Thank y'all so much for jumping on with me today.